Hello, everyone. We are very delighted, me and Gerard, to join you today. I will now share my screen, but let me know if it works. I am not super familiar with Zoom, so I just want to make sure that everyone has access. I don't know if, okay, so now everyone can see it, right?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Sorry, that was the first detail. So thank you so much for welcoming us and allowing us to share our experience with Gender Makes Business Sense Plus. So we were asked to present this very practical approach that we put in our project. And we thought about starting it, a little bit with more of an interactive question, just because, as I understand, you're a community of practice, so you are familiar with gender and agribusiness, or maybe more with gender and agriculture. And we wanted to learn a little bit from you with some leading questions. Yes, who works in agribusiness for you? What stereotypes do you hear? So we want to get this basic, let's say, input from you. What are the stereotypes you are hearing about when you think about women in agribusiness specifically, or women in the agricultural world? And also, first of all, thank you all for joining. I'm excited to see we have people from all over, Nepal and Honduras and Switzerland and Cameroon. So I will leave you a few seconds to tell you about the stereotypes you hear more often. But I don't want to take also too much time, so I will just wait a few minutes so that I am sure to have enough time for the presentation. What are you confronted with when you work in agriculture and with women?
If people are still warming up their minds, Lou, I will add these
Yeah,
questions to our easy retro board, and then we can also come back to them and just
that is fine.
Yeah.
Yes, yeah, you're right. I don't want to put more. So basically, we at the Agribusiness Facility for Africa have this approach, training approach called Gender Makes Business Sense Plus, and that's what really we want to present today, because we are tackling these whole stereotypes and the whole of challenges and barriers to women in agriculture. What we are going to talk a little bit about the project and the help desk, and just make you understand what it is, going into the training, and then Gerard, who is a very valuable master trainer of the approach, is going to talk to us through a case study. So shortly about our project. So the Agribusiness Facility for Africa, together with a sister project, MOVE-ComCashew from GIZ, we are part of a joint action. That is a co-financed effort from EU INPA, OACPS, and the German government through the Federal Ministry for Economic Cooperation and Development. And our role is to contribute to economic and climate change resilience in the value chains of cashew, cocoa, maize, and livestock, and to contribute to food security, increased income, employment in all the 79 member states of OACPS under the Samoa Agreement. So if you want maybe a easier way to represent all of that, we are together the Business Support Facility, Agribusiness Facility for Africa, my project on the left, and on the right side we have MOVE-ComCashew, and you see that we work on different value chains. And on the right side, you see the map where we have all our implementation countries. So quite a big project indeed. We are a big project, as I said, with different outputs, pillars we work in. I will just emphasize one of them, as we are also limited on time. One pillar is working with private sector development project driven for value chain resilience. A second pillar is working on fostering knowledge exchange, business linkages, and institutionalization. But the last output, the base output that is really at the core of our project, is skills for agribusiness. We are providing an advisory help desk for training approaches. And together with that, we are providing an e-academy. So that is the pillar we are going to focus on. I want to share with you that we have more than 10 years of experience in developing and implementing curricula for entrepreneurial trainings. And in total, we have developed more than 150 curricula. We are developing large-scale training approaches together with blended learning approaches. And we have a great network of practitioners, Gérard being one of them. And so that is the role of the advisory help desk at its core, is to support the implementation of this training with our partner from other development projects, with private partner, and another array of actors that want to implement our entrepreneurial trainings. So we have a little video for you today that explains really how our help desk work, and that would give you an overview before we jump into the training GMBS Plus. So let me share the video now.
Your project is working in agriculture? It needs capacity development for smallholder farmers, cooperatives, or processors. Fortunately, there are already tried and tested agribusiness trainings available that can be adapted to every context and value chain. Let's have a look. The face-to-face business training approaches focus on different parts of agricultural value chains. They are all combined with technical training. The International Agribusiness Practitioners Association, IAPA, and the Help Desk provide support in adapting the approaches to your context, value chain, and climatic conditions. They assist you with implementing these approaches in 5 steps. First, identifying your intervention area, promotion strategy, and implementation partners. Second, conducting an economic analysis to lay a strong foundation. Third, adapting of training materials to your context and testing them in a pilot session with the target group. Fourth, equipping the trainers with skills for a high-quality training implementation that achieves impacts. Fifth, you're ready to go and conduct training in large scale. All the approaches differ per target groups and objectives. Farmer Business School is targeting primary producers. Cooperative Business School is focusing on management and members of cooperatives. Processor Business School on women groups in processing. And the Aquaculture Business School on aquaculture producers. You see, there are many ways of doing business, but all these training approaches have similar impacts. Income diversification, income increase, access to finance, and women empowerment. These are achieved when participants adopt good practices, discover their entrepreneurial spirit, and organize into producer groups. In addition, 2 training approaches that are independent of your target group's value chains are available. First, GMBS Plus, a gender transformative approach to transform gender relations in agri-food systems. Second, inclusive contract farming to strengthen horizontal and vertical integration in the value chain. Sounds promising? Contact the Help Desk to get advisory on the right approach for you and support in the adaptation of materials.
Okay, so I think this video, I wanted to show it because it explains very well how we work as a project, supporting private and development projects to implement large-scale training approaches. And as you saw in the video, we have different trainings targeting different target group, and GMBS Plus is one of those training. So I won't go into detail, but maybe if you have questions, of course, you are welcome later to ask them. We have worked since 10 years and have quite significant numbers of trainees for our different training approaches. As you can see, almost 2 million people train in the Farmer Business School. However, if we look at GMBS Plus, it's quite a new addition to our portfolio. We have had first pilot training in Ghana. We have now started rollout in Ghana and Cote d'Ivoire, as well as in DRC. And we are planning this year still further partnership in Kenya and Zambia. But to the core now of what we meet today, discovering GMBS Plus. So we have noticed, and I have seen in the chat now some answers about the stereotypes. And these stereotypes and these challenges hinder women to be more successful with the agribusiness, because it's not just about the business tools, it's sometimes about transformative changes in mindset, challenges of stereotypes. And GMBS Plus is a 5-day capacity development journey for agripreneurs to, of course, have of one side enhance their understanding of business, but also with a strong integrated gender dimension. The purpose is at the same time to improve livelihoods of agripreneurs and communities, but also in addition to giving them practical business management skills, is also to give them understanding of socioeconomic impacts and gender dynamics that can help them improve their business. GMBS Plus is a centralized training. It is a mixed training in the sense that we will invite both men and women to participate in the training. If we look at the target group, we say it's entrepreneurs or future entrepreneurs with a secondary level of education, but there is great flexibility in the value chain and the segment of the value chain people can be in to participate in the training. So the training, because of the way it is constructed, allows for people from the primary, secondary, and tertiary sector to participate and have relevant information comprised. So you could have a participant group that is mixed with different segment of the same value chain, or different same segment of different value chain participating together in one training. We won't deep dive into every module, but I want to give you a broad overview before we go into the practical case, so that you get a real understanding of what is covered. So because it's a very much a mix of these business tools that are important for every agripreneurs, but also these gender transformative aspects. So in module 1, which is day 1, you discover the sense of what gender is and what impacts it has on oneself, but also on one's business. At the end of module 1, you would have discovered that gender has this impact and therefore presents opportunities and challenges. One tool that we use in module 1 is, for example, the quadrants of change. You may be familiar with it. In module 2, we really deep dive now that we have said, okay, there are challenges and opportunity. Okay, how to analyze one's value chain, one's market to find these challenges and opportunity, and how to create a business model that how to really implement new business idea basing on that. And therefore, we will use tools like the business model canvas, which is a primary tool of module 2. In module 3, we have now started developing new business idea or improve ongoing businesses. And now we have to look inwards at oneself, the change maker, to understand how my mental model works and how I can initiate gender transformative changes. And here we will use models like the anthill models or change maker profile as a tool. In module 4, it is very important now that people have started developing their business model, that we don't shy away from really looking at the viability of these business models, and that is learning how to calculate the viability. So this module is very heavy in terms of economics, agronomics. It is going into units, cost calculation, revenue streams, financial management, where it be annual or multi-annual cash flow. And this module is a lot with tools like this, as I said, this calculation templates and tools. Module 5 is the last day of the training. People have followed the whole week. Now it is about integrating and consolidating their ideas and prepare them for action after the training. So it is building the bridge between the training and the post-training implementation. And the main tool is the GMBS development plan. So I hope I was quick enough, but thorough enough. I hope I didn't speak too quickly. And I want now to give you the opportunity to hear from one of our master trainer of GMBS Plus, who is very experienced and who agreed to present you like a case that we had last year. So Gérard, I give you the word to present our activity in DRC, and then I will change for you the slide. So you just let me know.
Okay. Thank you so much, Lou. Hello, everyone. I am very, very privileged to be in this audience today. I want to apologize for my English. It's not so good, so please excuse for that. Okay, so as Lou said it, so we had last year an experience in GRC. So that was with Enabel in Kisangani. So that was a very integrated approach that we had in GRC. That was a 4 weeks training for trainers. One was about to train. We put the trainers in the body of agripreneurs. So they went through 1 week theoretical training, and after that we had 1 week to go in what can be what can be the tools that they can have to better implement the GMBS Plus in with the agripreneurs. So after they've had 2 weeks on fields, we went to first in village where we split all the trainers in groups of 2. So one group, every group need to implement the module. So we please.
I'm sorry.
The next one, please.
Yeah.
Yes, so is that. So 1 week is for to train them, to put them in the body of the agripreneurs. So they went through all the module to they can really have a good ownership of all the tools. After that, we went to field 2 weeks, and now we had to train. They had to train a group of students from agriculture vocational training. So that was a scenario. So we split the groups in two groups, for 24 for each group, and all the trainers need to go and to implement the tools with the students. That was great. And after the village, we went also to urban community, where they train also 2 groups of agricultural students. And the final one, we went after the whole training. We had 2 days feedback and orientation session, where we have to learn what was the lesson that we learned for the implementation, what the weakness, what can do to improve. That was a very great experience that we had, and that have very good impacts. Next slide, please. Next slide, please. Okay, that was very amazing. This is the group of trainers. They came from various background. There are teachers from agricultural technical school, from university. There are incubators. There are from NGOs. That was great. There was a very great group that we had, and it was fabulous to see. They have them 1 month training working together, and that you see them growing in the approach of GMBS Plus. Next, please. Okay, we had very great impacts, and we can see enable NGO. It was inspired by the GMBS Plus program, and many programs from Enable, they also pay from this approach. Now they're implementing the GMBS approach in the program. And the trainers, we had 21 trainers, and we evaluate them. So among them, we had 14 who were accredited as GMBS trainers. You know, before being trainer, you need to go through all the process, and you need to have a kind of criteria. So we had 14 who went through all the criteria, and now they are good trainers on the fields. And it was good to see also they put in place themselves a network that they call Agribusiness Plus Trainers Network in DRC. So they put in place, and now they are now working together in this network. And that was good that they also sharing, they had session for experience sharing between among themselves. Thank you. Next slide, please. Okay, this a group of you see the lady and the one who is sitting there. They are a binum who are training the group of agriculture training students training. Next, please. Okay, I want to share now some case studies. Three case studies. One is with Mr. Bagaza Lael Gaetan. Gaetan is an amazing person. He is the president of the Entrepreneurs Network. That's called FENAPEC in Kisangani. And there was, according to them, there is big changes in his business. He used to have a printing shop. Now he has an add value, so he's now creating packaging, packaging with the printing shop. And with the support that he has from the training, he's now have this inspiration to start a chamber of agriculture with FENAPEC. So they have now this chamber of agriculture in FENAPEC network. And he is now organizing a lot of sessions with entrepreneurs in his network, and now he's having greater recognition in the community. Next, please. The second one, you see, Emmanuel is a young teacher in Yanungen village, and he was a very, very active trainer during the session. Now, according to Emmanuel, he has now a lot of changes in his family because of the thing that he has. He can now, if his wife, better manage the budget in the family, have better relationship in his family. So GMBS Plus improve good communication in his family. And what's good currently from yesterday is organizing by himself, no funding from anywhere. He's organizing a training for a young person in Yaoundé. So it's good to see how there is a ownership, so they can now be by their own training other person, supporting them, coaching them without any funding. The next one, please. The last one will be Likilo Lituka Nono. Nono is a nurse. Nono, when we start, she was shy. It's not easy for her to start to be in the group. By the way, she get a lot of confidence. And after the training, she's now nominated as the one who is a gender representative in her community. Now she's training a lot of youth in her community, a lot of artisans, and facilitating a lot of meetings. And according to her, GMBS Place will take trainers very far away. Yesterday, she's telling me that GMBS is a key that can open a lot of doors. So it's great to see how they are taking ownership from this process. Next, please. Okay, so with the students, we see a lot of changes. When we start in the village, I had discussion with nine young ladies. I asked them, what is your dream? What is your dream? You are in an agricultural training center. What's your dream? Most of them say, oh, my dream is to finish my studies and get married. Oh, why? What can you just have be married as your dream? But when we are going through all the module, we see them they gain a lot of confidence, and after the training, we see them they have a lot of dreams. They draw out what they want to have as plan, what they want to put in place as their own business. You see this young girl that is on my right. So this lady was very shy when we start, very shy. It cannot be in front of the other colleagues. But during the process, we encourage her to see, let's go. And when we on the way, she gained a lot of confidence. She's there now, making animation in the center with the other colleagues. So that this process is very powerful, helping the young ladies to get confidence and to improve and to know what they want in their life. Next, please. So this is what we can see as a impact that we have. So the impact is not only on the beneficiaries, but also on the trainers, on the organization with which we are working, and what is that is the ownership that they are having. It's good to see that they can now move by themselves without support from anywhere. So it's a great process, and we can learn a lot. Me also, I learned a lot from them. That was great experience sharing that we had together. So it's a great process that we can easily adapt in any process, any community. Thank you. So if there is any question, you can respond to that. Thank you.
Yeah. Let me just add, thank you so much, Gerard, for sharing. It was not an easy mission because it was also a very remote area in DRC to access, and Gerard did also a fantastic job together with Enabel that we were advising. And now just to close it a little bit, because we were discussing organizing this meeting, can we share with you what are the lesson learned maybe for this training, but generally for our trainings at ABF. For example, you really need to be flexible and context and adaptable to your context. Gender is, of course, a very localized question, so you need to be able to be reactive, especially during the testing phase of the training on site. I can remember Gerard telling me, in DRC, we need to change this example. I need to add something because now it is not going to work in the field, and us being working on that one. The second one, and this goes to him again, strong master trainer network. Is the key to have quality insurance to make sure that the training is delivered properly and the trainers are properly assessed, who is able to then continue giving the training. Bottoms-up approach. Regularly, we have some little changes coming from the master trainer or the trainers who say to us, this could be formulated differently, or maybe we can change that. And at ABF level, we gather and then we readapt and we reshare tops down the adapted material. It's a system we use with a lot of trainings, and it is very important to keep up to date. Finally, Gerard emphasized a lot the training ownership. I think in the case we have been a long collaborator with Enabel, so that's one thing. But really institutionalizing training, finding the institution that really take them over and continue them. In the case of the DRC example, we were working with ATVET, that the trainers were trained within the ATVET to continue training ATVET students in the future. So that was really good because that's a direct institutionalization. In other cases, we need to push a little bit the project to discover with us, even before implementation, what is the strategy for institutionalization, post-training support, financing, continuation of the finances for the training. And finally, lessons learned. You have to really look at the impacts on the participant and the transformation. You have to really pay attention to that. I think during the case study, Gerard really emphasized different sort of impacts that we can see when we do the training. And in DRC, it's quite new, let's say, an example, but like basically seeing, okay, this has changed even my family relationship. When you talk about gender transformative approach, like family life is not like it's a general transformation that you are looking for. So even transformation at the household level can be also one noticeable impact. Yeah, let me just maybe close it there because then we have time for question. I already saw some question in the chat, but maybe I just stop here for now.